into this garage and just check that disc isn't glowing bright red. I'll pull in on the back brake. Right, pull in on the back brake. It ain't glowing red. God, it sounds nice. Yeah, it's just a bit warm to touch. Slightly warmer than the other one, but that might do the trick. God, it's running so nice. Getting where the controls are, I've not been on it for so long. Now I hope the sound on this is a bit better than on the last video when I was out on the turbo. I've moved the microphone further into the helmet. Going to you're getting some wind noise, but is that any better? I've been on the BMW for the last few weeks. I didn't come up to Monash on the turbo. I did go up to Superbike factory at Donington. On the turbo, we're a little bit more exposed. Hopefully this fog doesn't get any worse as we start climbing up into the dales. Excuse me. This will be the last ride out up to here, probably till the new year actually. I think the old tea rooms are shut next week. I think they're shutting all week up to Christmas. I don't know about the New Year week. God, this is running so nice. So nice. Side with the heated jacket on. Oh, we're here over 20 minutes to Monash, give or take a minute or so. Just seeing that Greggs there. Now I don't mind a Greggs bacon and omelette roll every now and again, but saying about the amount of fast food McDonald's and Greggs that are turning up all over the place. I mean, just in Derby alone they're building another one They just opened one outside, right outside the Derby Royal Hospital, and when they've opened this next one, that will be 9 McDonald's in Derby. Now Derby's only a smallish city. It means, I mean, you'll have one at Willington, then if you're heading north, the next one will be at the hospital, which is about 4 miles up the A38, and then another 1.5 miles maybe from there you've got one at Markeaton. As you head into town, you carry on up the A38 and then come down the A61. You have another one on the A61 near Morrison's. Then when you head in towards into town, how many is that now? 1, 2, 3. We're on our 4th. As you head into town, if you go into the massive Asda at Spondon, there's one in there. That's 5. If you go into town, there's another one. That's 6. Maybe there isn't 9 then. If you head out of town towards Rainsway, there's another one. 7. Hang on a minute, yeah, 7. So then if you come back along the outer ring road, you come back along the ring road towards like where B&Q is and stuff, and Sainsbury's, there's another one, so that's 8. Now there must be another one that makes it 9. I can't think where the other one is. But my point is, they wonder why there's an obesity epidemic, and yet these places are springing up absolutely, and you can guarantee that every single one of them will make a profit, and every one of them will be busy. So that's 8. There's got to be another one somewhere, and I just can't quite think where it is. So 8 in a small city the size of Derby. And then on top of that, you've got all your Greggs. Now I can't count all the Greggs because there's definitely more than 8 Greggs. Now to me, do we need that many McDonald's and fast food places? You know, I've said all along that you could build a McDonald's on opposite sides of the road and they would both get busy. Then if you head up into the Peak District, I think you've only got one, and that's in Matlock, which is 25 miles outside of Derby. Listen to that. Oh yes. Oh, that sounds nice. So, you know, they go on about healthy eating and all that, and that we're in the middle of a obesity, look at all that sludge in the road, obesity epidemic. And who's giving planning? Someone's giving planning for all these McDonald's. Maybe they're trying to turn us all fat. I mean, yeah, admittedly, you know, they could build as many as they want and you don't have to use them, but people do. I don't actually use them all that often. I do like the coffees. We do have the coffee there because it's quite cheap as well. You know, rough between £1.50 and £2 for a decent sized coffee. I mean, you pay more than that up here at Moniash. not sure what their coffees are, but I think they're probably around about £2.50. But if you're going to eat that kind of stuff, you know, your bacon sandwiches and your breakfasts and burgers and stuff, go to a local cafe, go to a independent cafe like the one I'm going to now, and places like that, and support them. You know, it's just crazy how they can build so many so close together. And I suppose Derby's not the only city, you know. I guess Nottingham's the same, and whatever city, town or city you lot live in. And it's only the UK, really, in Europe. And you go to Spain, you can drive for 100 miles without seeing a McDonald's. Alright, they've got them in the big cities, but they certainly don't have as many as we have in the UK. You know, you go to, I know a place called Murcia. There's a Spanish pronounces C as TH, and I know there's definitely one there. Almeria, which is another big, I don't know if it's a city, but another big town in Spain. I know there's one there. But you know, you can travel all the motorway services, even the motorway services in the UK, all the road chefs in the UK, all have McDonald's in them. And then they wonder why lorry drivers are so fat. Well, because I mean, yeah, I do drive a lorry for a living, but I like to think I'm not that fat. And what was I going to say then? I've lost my train of thought. You know, just because you're a lorry driver doesn't mean you have to eat all that stuff, but it's so convenient. Especially when these lorries, when you park up in these places overnight, they hand you a £10 voucher to spend there. So yeah. Well, what's your opinion on all these? So not only have you got McDonald's and Greggs, they're the two big ones that you get in literally everywhere. They're turning up in motorway services as well. Well, I think most Welcome Brakes have got one, got a Greggs, and I think near enough every single moto has one. I mean, most motos actually have two Greggs. They have one in the petrol station and one in the main service area. So they're really pushing the old fast food at us, aren't they? Oh, this is so nice. Can't see over the top of that because it's a bit it's getting a bit misty now. Just clear that camera. I've also moved the camera a little bit, moved it up a bit, partly because when I put the helmet down on the floor, or on a table, sorry, the cable that comes out of the camera was bendy on the whatever surface I put it on. So I've lifted it up a bit. Yes, it's a little bit foggy right in here. I don't know how much the camera's picking up this fog, but it is pretty bad. Really bad. Maybe we should have come up through Cromford, but it would still be like this up here, wouldn't it? Doesn't help that the screen's all damp. Which is another reason why I don't really ride this in the winter, because I need a wiper blade. I need a windscreen wiper. See through that. A mate of mine had a go on this a while back, and he had to give it back. He had to get off it for that reason. He couldn't see the top of the screen on this. I know I've changed the subject now from McDonald's. The top of the screen on this is just in your eye line. I thought, and you can lower it, but it is at the lowest setting, I think. Just needs coming down about an inch. Even half an inch would be good. I mean, it does look like it will come down. I might have a go actually, take all the front end off. It's a bit of a faff to do it on this because the bolts for the outer ones are in the mirrors and behind the speakers. So you have to reach your hand up. The view's not great at the moment. Really isn't. And you get disorientated when it's foggy like this, as to whereabouts you are. And you drop down a little dip like this, and it clears up. But hopefully, by the time we've had our coffees and bacon sandwich or whatever I'm having, it will have cleared a bit. I mean, it's quite clear here actually, to be fair. Going back to the screen, when I first got this bike, the screen was about 4 inches. It had been cut right down just above the level of the mirrors. There's a skill in itself, isn't it? A dry stone walling. Not sure that's what he's doing, but it is a skill. No cement, no bonding agents. Well, I can feel the temperature dropping just a tiny bit. Yeah, definitely drops a bit up here. So's the visibility. But it is nice to be out on this one actually. Even if the weather isn't really suitable. I need a cloth to wipe that screen. It's going to be filthy when I get, well, not when I get back, it's going to be filthy when I get to Monash. If I get to Monash. This fog is getting really quite thick right now. I'm using them cars as a bit of a guide, you know. I'm not even sure whereabouts I am. I think we're dropping into Newhaven. So hard to tell when the weather events like this. You really do lose your bearings. In fact, it's getting that thick. I am considering turning back and going to McDonald's. No, I'm not. Here we are in Newhaven. So we're only 3 miles away now. That road's shut again. The road's pretty straight up here. I'm looking over the top of the screen. I can't see bugger all through it. was using as a bit of a guide has disappeared. Blimey, yeah. This is actually worse than it was the other week when I was up here on the Beamer. I think this is the straight heading down towards the turning for Monash, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure where we are. The other thing you have to watch out for when the weather's like this, especially up in these areas in the Peak District, is animals on the road, because you ain't going to see them until, well, until it's too late for yourself and the animal. Now the turning's here somewhere, I know it is. That's not it. Farm vehicles turning, is this it? Don't know. I think this might be it, because there's a, see what I mean, you just completely lose track of where you are. I'm not sure it is here actually, no, that's that one. I think it's down here. Visibility at the moment is probably down to 100 metres. Just getting a bit cold now. Now then, I think the turning, I should know where the turning is, I do think it's just down here. I think it's down this area, there's a sign for it. Is this it? This looks like it. Where the hell is it? There it is. Oh, blimey. Gee whiz. Gee whiz, that's a good word. Now then, I do know this road really well, however, I can't see it. God, I hope this clears. This is awful. Hello, Mr. Sheep. And again along here, I don't really know what the camera's picking up, but yeah, it's really thick. I bet if you drop into Monash, it'll clear. Doesn't help, but the screen's so frigging wet. Just take your time. There's no rush. I'm going to get a coffee, I'm going to get somewhere to sit, I'm going to get some food. You know, there's no stress, no rush at all. I really can't see anything now. Blimey hell. This is as bad as I've ever seen it up here. And when you get to here, the view from the top here over all that is stunning. Can you see? I've stopped there a few times and took some photos of the view here, and it's absolutely amazing. Not sure there'll be anybody there today. I might be the only bugger there, the only soft sod there. Can't even. Not only can I not see forwards, I can't see behind me either because the mirrors are all misted up. God. No. I wouldn't recommend this actually, but I've come this far. Right, we're dropping down into Monash now, I think. I think we are. I'm sure we are. I feel it going downhill. I know there's a car coming. I wonder if anyone's there. Anyone with any sense would have turned back, you know. I guess that makes me, yeah, I see it's clearing a little bit here. Whew. Well, there won't be many people here today, I wouldn't imagine. They better friggin' be open after all this. I know they are closing for a while over Christmas. If somebody's there, see it's cleared now, look. If anyone is there, they'll hear me popping. Bet Simon's there. Yeah, well, is he? I don't know. No, he's not. Bloody hell. There is only me, sad. Crazy old me is still here. Well, there is only me here. But nobody else can see. Right, let's just see what that disc is. Hopefully. I mean, it looks okay. Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. There's no water on the other side. Well, the weather must be bad if Simon's not here. That's nice, that. Trophy, I think it is. The fog's cleared a little bit, shall we? No, it hasn't. Look out, it's even thicker up here, look at this. Anyways, you can't even see the road here, this is bad. God, you can't even see the top of the pylons. And there's me looking through a tinted screen. God, this is worse than it was when I came down. I'm not liking this one bit. There's a sharp corner coming up, but can I see it? Can I heck? This really sure this is thicker than it was when I was on the way here. Now there's a sharp bend there somewhere. There. That's what used to be a sign. Where is it? There it is. Bloody hell. What are we going to do here? Junction up here somewhere. Look at this. This really ain't good fun. Visor up is better than visor down. Go on then, overtake me if you want. I can't see shite. Now I don't know whether the camera is actually picking up this fog very well. It must be. Let me just give you a lens to wide. I've got a car right up behind me. If he wants to overtake me, and he can if he's mad enough. But I ain't going crazy because I can't see. I think 40 mile an hour is enough. It's a dead straight road. I don't know what I might do. I might just put the sat nav on. At least I've got a map in front of me, haven't I? Blind summit. I don't know if I could even see the summit. Getting brighter, so the sun is trying to burn it off. But I ain't caning it because of that clown behind me. I know there's a corner around here. It's no fun this, but it's an experience. He's pulling off now. Can't see through the screen, but it doesn't help that it's wet. Now I might turn down here and go towards Cromford if the road's open. But what I don't want to be doing is going on a unfamiliar road when it's like this. So let's just see what this sign says here. Is this Cromford Road? Now why is it a 30 limit there? Where can I put this? brake disc isn't too hot. It doesn't look it. Oh, there's not much option from the other side. So not only is the screen wet, but my visor is wet and my glasses are wet. Now, I don't know. Oh, you can clearly see. You can clearly see the fog. I mean, how dirty it is. That's just after one run. That's definitely having a wash when it gets home. But it's not much fun when the weather's like this. As long as you keep your speed down. I don't know why that's the 30 mile an hour down there. Tick over's just slightly too high. Let's just knock that down a tad. Ow. Wrong way. There we are. Look at that. Get this baby home. Good that it's had a run though. Not quite as bad here. That's the thing you do. I can see a bit better now. You just keep your speed down while it's thick, and then when it clears a little bit, once your vision improves or your vision expands, you can expand your speed. Yeah, it's okay now. A bit worried about that then, but no, you can see perfectly, fairly well. Probably gone down up from 50 metres to maybe 300 metres perhaps. That's not too bad actually. Certainly lights out considering the weather. I mean, I was the only one out of our group there today, and had it been like this at home, I probably wouldn't have gone. But it was pretty clear when I left home. I mean, it was dull, but it wasn't like this. So it's actually not too bad at the moment. Definitely getting a wash when it gets back. It's filthy, and it's not filthy from salt, but I'm glad I came out on this actually today. My trusty 40, well hang on a minute, what year are we in? 2019. 2025, yeah, 42 years old this bike, and it's probably running now as good as it was the day it came out of the factory. Good fuel, decent oil, good plugs, that's all these things ask for, really. I could do with a wiper though. They're actually dropping down a little bit here. Trying to brighten up. Yeah, you can see pretty well here now. It's actually cleared from what it was here earlier, because that muck in the middle of the road there, I didn't see. I went straight through that. Luckily it was upright, so it wasn't too bad. Well, I'm so glad I came out. Listen to that, that just sounds. Now in the past few months I've driven a variety of vehicles, including, as you know, the CX Turbo, Toyota Yaris GR4, which I took for a really good run a couple of weekends ago, last weekend actually, and you know, they're super phenomenal cars. But even though it was enjoyable, it was fun, and it brought me back to my youth a little bit, even riding this gives me a better feeling. I get more of a kick out of riding this than I did about driving that GR. My missus thinks I'm turning from bikes to cars, which I have been talking a lot about cars recently. Plus my brother's just bought himself a BMW M5. But I'm not turning from bikes to cars. You drive any car, get on a bike, doesn't matter what it is. The enjoyment that a bike gives you, it's just nothing compares. Not to me. Given the choice, going back to that GR Yaris, which is a lovely car, and I would buy one if I had the money. But if I only had to have one form of transport, it would be a bike. Definitely. Cars are handy for carrying stuff, ferrying people around, but they don't give you, you don't get the feeling from a car that you get from two wheels. It's just something different. It'll never compare, never. But the owner of the Yaris, and you know who you are, if you're watching this, I'm not dissing that car one bit, as you know. It's just the bike gives you something else. It gives you another feeling, doesn't it? Look at that on the overrun there, not a pop, not a bang, not a spit, nothing. The used to do it quite badly actually coming down here. It'd spit and pop, and what all it was, I was thinking inlet manifolds and stuff like that, and it kind of was there. What it was the exhaust brackets from the exhaust pipes to the collector box, just a little bit loose and just sucking out a bit of air. Well, I'm presuming that's what it was because I tightened them up, and it's not done it since. Kind of him. I was going to go anyway, but so there was a little pop, but that's because I blipped the throttle, I think. God, I've missed riding this actually. I have missed riding this. I wouldn't use it if, I mean, there's no salt or anything on the roads at the moment, but I wouldn't use it if there was anything like that. Or whatever they call themselves. Oh, what a machine. Yes, mate, I'm talking to myself. I am mad. Is that camera still running? Yes. Oh, minute, the last person put 60 quid, 70 quid for the diesel in. Petrol. Is that 160 for Supreme fuel now? That's a lot of money. This place is open on Christmas Day, 24 hours. It doesn't shut at all over the Christmas period, which is wrong really. Oh, listen to that.